Right, so what are we going to make today? Well, it's kind of obvious based on the title, but I was thinking to myself at the time of editing this, am I making a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie? At the time I wasn't very sure, but according to my calculations...
Well, Sonic, according to my calculations...
What'd they say, buddy?
You'll get no big...
The intriguing delineation between cottage pie and shepherd's pie rests not solely on their nomenclature, but rather than the nuanced selection of primary ingredients that bestow upon each of its distinctive culinary identity. Consider cottage pie hailing from the rich tapestry of British gastronomy, showcasing a harmonious amalgamation of minced beef interwoven with a tapestry of vegetables.
Carrots, onions, peas, nestled beneath a luscious blanket of mashed potatoes. Contrastingly, shepherd's pie, born in the Irish heritage, employs the tender essence of minced lamb, artfully mingled with an array of similar vegetables and embraced by the comforting embrace of mashed potatoes.
Alright, I think we get it now. Cottage, beef, shepherd, lamb. Cool. We're going to start with the potato, and I'm using white potatoes, and I just prioritized using the biggest potatoes in the bag, and then I just went with the rest. So first we're going to put some parchment paper down on the tray or board or whatever you're using, and we're just going to peel the potatoes until all the skin is completely off. Once you're done peeling your potatoes, it's easier to just wrap this up and throw it in the bin. So yeah, hence the parchment paper. As you can tell, I need to get some new knives, but it's okay. They're so badly chipped. I got those back when I was in university in my second year. Don't know why they ended up so bad though, but yeah.
Oh! Somebody! Oh!
I'm just messing with you guys, but yeah, we're just going to cut these potatoes into smaller pieces, roughly about the same size, so they all cook through evenly. Into a well-salted pot of boiling water, you will now add your potatoes in, leaving that to boil until fork tender, maybe 8 to 10 minutes. So we're going to grab 2 large shallots, and we're just going to peel and dice them into smaller pieces. I'm using shallots, 1 because I don't have onions, and 2 I just like how quickly they dissolve in a pot. I also look like that they are more invisible than onions are in dishes, but I think it's also just because I'm lazy and I don't want to use onions. Then I'll grab 2 large cloves of garlic, and I'm going to press down on them with a knife. This will make them a lot easier to peel, and then we're just going to dice them into very small pieces. So I grabbed 2 carrots, 1 big, 1 small, not really sure why. And we're just going to peel the first layer off just to get that skin off. So I got this really cool peeler from the market a couple of years ago, and it makes the most amazing slices of any vegetable or fruit if you like. If you've got a similar product like this and you want to sponsor me, I am your gal, because I highly endorse these so much. Thank you. Meanwhile, your potatoes should be done. Once they are done, just drain out all the water, and let's get started on our ground beef. Add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil if you're using a very lean beef like I am. Check your oil is warm enough to add in your shallots, and then just go ahead and add those in right now. Then we're going to add some garlic, the garlic that we chopped earlier, and just a pinch of salt to taste. Then we're just going to wait for our shallots and our garlic to cook down until they are nice and soft. Then I'm going to go with about a tablespoon of tomato paste into our mixture. This will make it nice and sweet. Your shallots, garlic and tomato should be looking like this, nice and soft. So when that is done, you're going to add in your ground beef. I added about 750 grams of ground beef to the pot. Toss your meat around so that it can cook through evenly. You might want to use your wooden spoon and crush it down. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of ground black pepper, 1.5 tablespoons of beef or steak seasoning, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, a pinch of dried rosemary as well, and finally a pinch of chili flakes. Incorporate those flavors by mixing it together while on a high heat. Once you can no longer see any pink bits in your ground beef, add some MSG to it and then give it a good stir as well. Now you're going to add your carrots, frozen peas, and half a Knorr beef stock jelly to some boiling water, about 200 ml of boiling water into the pan. And then we're just going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes. So cover it with a lid. I don't have one, so I use foil. Now we're going to start on our mashed potatoes. I kind of freestyled the quantities for this, but I added a dollop of butter and I went ahead and tried to smash almost all of the potatoes with a fork. I then went ahead and used a potato masher, but it is very easy to make a mess. But mash your potatoes until your butter is pretty much melted. And then I went ahead and added some more, just because I wanted it a bit more creamy and I like the buttery taste in my potatoes. So just keep tasting this as you go along. Then I went ahead with a splash of milk to make it very nice and creamy. I'm just using a rice spoon to just flatten out any bumps or lumps in the potatoes. Then I went ahead and seasoned with some onion powder, garlic powder, and some dried parsley. This is really according to your taste, so it is best to obviously taste as you go along. Just remember that you need to mix well before you taste them, so just keep mixing until everything is blended well together. So I went ahead with more garlic powder and a splash of milk, and then I was happy with the taste of my mashed potatoes. So for the assembly, it's really easy. Just add all your ground beef to the bottom of a dish of your choice. If you have a piping bag, then doing this step will be really easy. Just add your mashed potatoes to a piping bag and spread across evenly your mash on top of the dish. If you don't, then just try your best to spread it across as evenly as possible without getting any of the ground beef at the top of the dish. You have the option to add a little bit of cheese to the top if you like. Just make sure you spread it across evenly inside as well. Then you can grab a fork or spoon and create a few patterns, indentations into your shepherd's pie, or you can just leave it as it is. And then it is ready to go into the oven at 200 degrees for 25 minutes. I did forget to try this in the video, which I'm really sorry, but I did have this for my dinner and it was lovely, guys, and I do recommend you make it. So when you do, send me pictures and enjoy. Thank you.